Yo, what's up guys? This is Rise and welcome to another video. Normally, this trainer by the name of Fick submits his battles for Spicy Saturday. Today, it's more of a meta team in the Fantasy Cup Great League Edition, and it's also a team that features a unique moveset. Some people have been spicing up their movesets in this cup. You're seeing more Flash Cannon Registeel, you're seeing more Hydro Pump Azumarill. Now we are seeing Poison Jab Kamo right off the bat. He swaps to Kamo. It's met by a fairy, but this is a grass fairy taking double super effective, and Kamo jabs the entire thing down. Is this a triple fairy team? Is this a triple fairy team on my screen? What is going on, dude? Same type attack bonus, close combat still gonna chunk despite being resisted, but the Kamo right off the gate. I wasn't ready for this, Fict. I wasn't ready for this to get crazy right off the bat, but that's what we're seeing. And this Dedenne is a little bit problematic for the team, but he still has a little bit of health on Kamo. That's going to be tough for Dedenne to Thunder Shock down. So I would have personally just saved the shield for Kamo at this point and let this Azumarill go, but he's instead wants to get off all this energy he has on the Azu, which also makes sense. Will grab the final shield here from Dedenne. Dedenne going to be forced to expend energy eventually. Now, do you come in with Reggie? Do you come in with Kamo? Going to come in with Kamo, force them to throw energy. And the Registeel is still pretty much fully healthy, right? With energy. So should be chilling. Does actually fall victim to losing CMP here. So this could get a little bit dicey. Actually going to undercharge. Wants to get to the move. You just need Focus Blast, and got a little bit close there. But Registeel says, no problem. Calm down, Rise. We got this. We know what we're doing. And it's on to the next battle. Reggie into Azumarill. And obviously a very favorable matchup for the Registeel here. Zap Cannon connects. And in comes Galarian Stunfisk. You don't see G-Fisk as much anymore, but still a viable option, of course. Going to see the Azumarill counter the Stunfisk. And you know, Stunfisk used to be able to flip this matchup. But now with the bubble buff and the Earthquake nerf, I don't think there's any even shield scenario where G-Fisk can flip this matchup. I think as long as you're shielding up Earthquake with Azu and land an Ice Beam, I think you're chilling, because 2 Earthquakes is not enough anymore to KO, plus the Mud Shot damage. They're going to need like 2 Earthquakes plus a Rock Slide. And then the opposing Azu re-enters the scene. Do you go for the jab down here? I love it. I love the jab down here. Got a shield. Protect your Kamo. We haven't seen the third Pokemon, correct? So still waiting for the third Pokemon. They come in with G-Fisk, hoping to maybe force them to throw a close combat, but Fick knows he can live, or he can KO with the Dragon Claw. Boom! Close combat knocks out Lucario. Oh my gosh, this is crazy, dude. Registeel, you have a dragon that just shredded through a fairy type team in that first battle, and then it took out 2 steel types in the next battle. Dragons aren't supposed to be able to do this. Dragons aren't supposed to be able to beat these steels and these fairies. What is going on? Right now, a Registeel mirror match is going on. Not the most fun mirror, because you're just going to charge move priority on these moves. Now, like, do you even get to the third? Oh my gosh. Gets off a Zap Cannon, but they might shield it. They don't. That's brutal. That's brutal. But, you know, at least you get the debuff. So now these moves from Flygon are going to do even less to Azu. And Azu should be able to take these a little bit more comfortably. Normally 3 Scorching Sands would knock out. But I think after the debuff, Azu can actually handle 3 Scorching Sands, which shows you the bulk of Azu as well. Azu having a good time as always. Dancing back and forth. Little wobble. Wobble-de-wobble-de-wop. 1 bubble. Knocks out. And, oh, baby. You'd think this is bad, right? If this was Dragon Tail Kamo, this game is over in the wrong direction. But because this is Poison Jab, the game is still very much on. Close combat coming through. The jabs adding up. Gets to the second close combat on charge attack priority. And that is going to be a G to the G. Kamo taking out another fairy type Pokemon. Tough lead here. Gonna stay in, actually. Wow, gonna play out the zeros. No, gonna shield. Interesting. Shields the drill run. The problem here is you get outpaced if you're the Registeel. So plays out the ones and then goes Azu. Ends up learning out Dedenne here. This is looking kind of tough because if the Dene comes out of this matchup with energy, could be in a tough spot. But the Dene will be forced to throw the discharge here pretty early. Yeah, they actually threw right away. They could have done one Thunder Shock, but they throw right away. So they don't give themselves much extra, which is good. Because now you can probably jab down. You can definitely jab down, yeah, before they get to another charge move. In comes Dragonair. And these Dragon Breaths are going to add up quickly. But Dragon Claw would do a lot. Swaps the Reggie. And after this chip damage, I think a Focus Blast will be enough to knock out the S-Cavalier. Let's see. Focus Blast coming through. Boom! Knocks out S-Cav. And now D-Nair is going to have to expend energy here. And it comes down to whether Komodo can reach the second Dragon Claw first. Is it going to get there? No! Body Slam incoming. Will this knock out? Yes, it does. Oh, but not before the Claw! Oh my gosh, what? But it didn't matter. We got hyped for no reason. We got hyped for no reason. I'm sorry. I mean, it's a good problem to have, right? I think you'd rather have me getting hyped for no reason than not getting hyped during a hype scenario. You know, it's the better of two situations. We have another Registeel mirror match. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, beep, beep. Focus Blast likely coming through. I mean, it has to be Focus Blast, right? Because they both threw right away on the CMP. Focus Blast coming through. They decide to shield. They swap in Turtonator, the turtle, the fire turtle. Kind of weird, right? A fire type that's also a turtle. Turtles are just like inherently water types in the real world. But this turtle's like, I don't play by society's rules, Raz. I'm a fire type. Goes for the overheat first. So you can take this now that they've debuffed themselves and they've revealed no flash cannon most likely. Would have liked to see one more bubble there from Fick, but not a huge deal. Ice Beam knocks out the turtle. In comes Empoleon. Oh my gosh, is Komodo going to sweep here? How much does close combat do? Does it knock out? It doesn't. But that's actually better because it gives him poison jabs to farm with. Still has a shield. And going to shield up the drill pack. That would knock out, especially after the debuff. Close combat knocks out the penguin. And this dragon dude is just taking out fairies left and right. Taking out steel types left and right. This is crazy. Safe swap. Komodo. The opponent already misplayed this a bit. They had an opportunity to throw Dragon Claw first. But instead they let Ficht here throw the first move to kind of threaten first. Now they're going to throw back-to-back claws. Fick decides to double shield and gets a little bit greedy. I would have liked to see him throw before this third claw. Because now, yeah, you give your opponent the leeway to know you kind of have to throw. And then they're able to catch. So unfortunate there. But the game's not over just yet. Focus Blast connects. If they let this Focus Blast go through, I think that could open up a lot of play. And they do let it go through. So opponent maybe not utilizing their Pokemon the best they possibly could. They are going to get a big mud shot down here, so this is very concerning. You still have Komodo as a catch opportunity. Oh, gets to the close combat. Is there any way you win this? This will do so much. Oh my god. He's going to come out of this with an Ice Beam. And as long as he lives in Earth Power or a Scorching Sands, unless Flygon gets to 2. Flygon has a ton of energy. Is there any way Flygon gets to 2? Scorching Sands doesn't have 2. Ice Beam is going to knock out the Flygon. That was a very scuffed game, I have to say. But that happens sometimes, man. Sometimes a game is a little bit scuffed, and it just comes out to who can get the job done in the end. We see a Registeel with an amazing lead into Clefable. Haxorus safe swap met by the Azumarill. This is very good. Just kind of RPS. The opponent running Earthquake, which I've seen a couple of Earthquake Haxorus as well. And they go for Breaking Swipe. We see Ficht farm up to 100 energy. Now going to go for the Ice Beam. And the Haxorus is actually going to try and flip this. Are they going to double shield their Haxorus to try and flip switch? It looks like they are. And I think you kind of have to let this go because they're going to get to 2 before you. So I guess if you're willing to use both shields to keep switch, it makes sense. I guess, yeah, I guess as long as you keep Reggie on Clefable, you're fine, kind of. So in comes Stunfisk. A little bit of a core breaker, but close combat, of course, will do so much damage to this Stunfisk. Should knock it out. Earthquake, not going to KO. They do catch, and you can't really stay. So this game is actually looking a little bit rough. I think if you're Ficht, you have to undercharge this a little bit, maybe? He doesn't undercharge. So you're going to have to eat an Earthquake, but I guess you hope, especially with the nerf, you should tank this Earthquake. But is Focus Blast going to be enough? How well is G-Fist going to take this Focus Blast? Oh, it's so low. It's so low. And does it have an Earthquake, or is it just a Rock Slide? It's just a Rock Slide. Lives it and gets the win. Once again, a little bit of a scuffed game there. But GG's. Well played by both sides. Dedenne swaps in. I don't mind this decision by Fict, because if you swap in Komodo instantly, like, you're behind a little bit. They're going to guarantee a shield advantage on you. So staying in to, like, absorb it and then go kind of makes sense. And I wasn't counting, but he thinks there's only enough for discharge. He's correct on his counts. Let's go. Close combat coming through. This is the one issue, though. Even though you, like, have Poison Jab for the fairies to counter the fairies, you still don't have great charge move coverage for the fairy types. They catch, but oh man, this is still gonna hurt, bro. Okay, yeah. Still gotta shield it. But now in the one shield scenario, I think Azu should be good here. Yeah, I think Azu should be good. And the twos, Flygon can really make this rough for Azu. But you should live this next one, no problem. Get to the Ice Beam before. Gonna shield, that makes sense as well, I think. They do get to a third move here. Is it? No, it's just a Dragon Claw. So Azu's healthy enough where he's still going to have to throw a charge move. And yeah, he's not going to be able to take out the Reggie as well. G to the G. Reggie into Azu. Probably the two most common Pokemon I've met, along with things like, I don't know, Lucario's pretty common. I've seen a lot of Galarian Weezing. I don't even have a Galarian Weezing for Grayling. I have some, but they're all like raid IVs. So anybody in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, feel free to slide in my DMs if you want to trade some Galarian Weezing. I need trading buddies. I've made a few friends since I've been here. It's been kind of fun, but I need more trading buddies. I mean, if I want to be the very best, right, I got to improve the IVs on some of my Pokemon. And now we got a Azumarill against Galarian Stunfisk. Here we go. Ice Beam coming through. Going to connect on the G-Fisk. This seems like a high-ranked G-Fisk. Maybe I'm just tripping, but it seemed like that Ice Beam did especially little damage. Earthquake connects. Another Ice Beam coming through. This should just about knock out from here. Ice Beam grabs a shield. And this bubble damage is really useful. Going to actually shield just because the jab down would be so hard here. Switches in. Hopefully it's just a Rock Slide here, and it is. I love that play. Because you keep the Ice Beam, you don't have to expend the shield, and now all of a sudden things are looking kind of okay. Well, I take that back. If Flygon gets to another Claw here first, oh no, this is going to KO. I think you have to commit to fast moves. I think you commit to fast moves here. Oh my gosh, and he does, and he gets the win. Holy cow. Nice recognition there. Committing to the fast moves. Let me know in the comments. Do you guys find yourself sometimes realizing like, oh, if I committed to fast moves, maybe I would have won that game? But yeah, sometimes it's tempting to throw that energy when you have it, but sometimes it's not the play. Sometimes you got to recognize committing to fast moves in the end game. There's a popular player named Felix in the community, and he came into my chat to flex on me after he beat me because I didn't use any shields, and he's like, why didn't you use your shields, trainer? And like, it was one of those games where there was really no situation where it was a move I like really needed to shield. It was like if I shielded somewhere, like I would have just taken another cheap move somewhere else. So I don't know. It happens. Shield management is one of the main parts of the game and can be tricky at times. Sometimes it's just kind of a baiting game. Sometimes it's a little bit more than that. Opponent makes a beautiful catch here, catching Dragon Claw on their Azu. I love this decision of banking a move and then going Reggie. Also, you did enough Poison Jab damage where now Zap Cannon will actually threaten to knock out. And I love the overfarm here. We're not going to see an undercharge. That seems a little bit risky. In comes Lucario, but luckily Reggie gets to a move because of that overfarm. If Fick threw that Zap Cannon immediately, he's not reaching that Focus Blast, but because he overfarmed, he was able to get to that move against Lucario. Reggie versus Mr. Alolan Sandslash. Drill Run gets shielded by Reginald. Focus Blast coming through. Gonna grab a shield from this Sand Slash. Then we're going to swap into Azu, it looks like. Azu able to tank the drill runs a little bit better than the Reggie, of course. And just staying in for now. Eventually they swap into their own Azu. This is what I don't like about Fantasy Cup is I feel like so many games just end up in the Azu mirror. So I got to stop running Azu. I am an Azu fan, but I think in Fantasy Cup, I got to stop running it. It is good, though. It is good. It's got great coverage, of course, for the Dragons. And against the Steel types, you also have some play, depending on which Steel type it is. Play rough. Connects, opposing Azu will knock out our... Oh, actually, Undercharge is a little sneaky play. Gonna come in with Reggie. Gets the lock on down. Comes out with so much energy and catches a potential drill run here. Oh, baby. What a catch. And comes Lucario. Just barely reaches the close combat. This is massive. They have to let it go. Now you probably zap. No, just gonna blast. No, this is probably better. This is probably better because... You get their one lock on quicker. You might as well go for like getting there quicker. Because if you zap cannon and you don't get the debuff, then it's just like a wasted lock on, right? So G to the G. I believe this is the last battle of the video. And what better way to end than another Reggie mirror. I've seen this mirror like 3 times already. They try to catch the focus blast like a savage on their Galarian Weezing. Would have been double resisted. Instead, they have to eat a zap cannon. Now they're going to get met by Komodo. Not going to see a shield, doesn't respect a potential play rough, which makes sense. Almost every Weezing is running Overheat and Sludge in this meta. Has all this energy for Reggie. Close combat. Grabs the shield. I wouldn't mind a shield here, to be honest. Yeah, I like it. I like the shield. Let's go, Komodo. Let's go, Komodo. Sounds like a chant at a softball game. They try to catch again, but they're unsuccessful again. This game is not going as to plan for the opponent. And Ficht ruins their day. Tough game for the opponent. Ficht hits the veteran rank in the Go Battle League. Let's go, baby. Let me know in the comments how you guys are doing in your Go Battle League journey this season. Have you gotten your ELO yet? Maybe you hit Ace rank recently. Maybe you hit Veteran like Ficht in this video. Or maybe you're super OP and you're even at Expert or Legend rank. Let me know in the comments. All that said, thank you guys so much for watching. Shout out to Ficht as per usual for another awesome submission. And yeah, all comments are appreciated. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Appreciate all y'all. And all that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.